Thanks, guys. By the way, 20% of all ticket sales are going to go to Renee for saying that, so thank you, Renee. Tickets would have been 20% cheaper, but he is not working for free. Just kidding. So first of all, I just want to say, number one, this was the first time since I've been doing this that I was nervous coming into the event about attendance. I was just seeing where the 10-year Treasury's at, seeing where interest rates are at, you know, the coronavirus, the whole thing. Everybody's got an excuse why not to come. Matt said it earlier. Renee said it as well. It's true. I was sitting here like, I know we got tickets, and I know we got 1,200 people that said they're coming, but to see everybody show up, it was a big deal. So first, I just want to give everybody a round of applause to you for showing up and being committed. Next, I just also, you know, obviously it's great to have a lot of people say nice things about me. It's you know, obviously keep doing it. I love it, so appreciate it. Keeps me going. But if you see any of the people with the purple Activate shirts, my team does not get that. So nobody says thank you to them. So they do all the hard work. So make sure you see them, say thank you. They're really working hard. All right, so here's what we want to talk about. We spent a lot of time getting ready for this event. First time we've ever been in a situation where we could, coming into the year, not have to commit time on stage to sponsors or exhibitors. And you know, it took a lot because you know that's the way things have always been done. It's taken a lot from the sponsors to be able to say, hey, Anthony, we trust you. You're going to put great content out there. We know that's the most impactful thing. So when we spent, you know, last couple months, you know, thinking about this event, we really talked about like what's important to, you know, your one-man loan officer, your independent mortgage brokerage, your person that's just going to become a loan officer, and we want to provide value. I mean, that's really what it came down to. You go to a lot of events, you know, and I've been to a couple recently where I've been an attendee, and I'll sit there and I'll say, I didn't get anything out of this event. I just spent a couple hours here and I got zero value. So I hope that you guys are getting value because we spent an enormous amount of time, whether it's with the speakers, whether it's with the marketing makeover panel, whether it's, you know, even, you know, Matt Ishbia's presentation was the first time I've seen him do that presentation. That was phenomenal. We have, you know, all of our vendors that are here in the breakout rooms with Lead Pops and Verse and Wow Me and all those guys. We told them we need to provide value. We need to give, there's a demand for tangible takeaways. Our members want to leave and be able to have something they can execute on. So I hope by the end of the day that you are able to do that. I really do, whether it's a headshot, a session with the video coaches, whether it's seeing one of the live demos, whether it's observing the marketing makeover segment and picking up something there. I really, really hope that you guys pick up something. But the interesting thing is when we talked about this concept of Activate, it was, you know, what is marketing? Marketing's such a high-level word, and it's you know, it's like technology. What the hell is technology? You know, it's like, it's such a high-level word. It can mean so many different things. So marketing, we want to bubble it down to what does it mean to us? So we talked about the concept of attract, engage, retain. Retain's been a common theme of AIME since day one. We've believed that the most important thing for every loan officer in this room, for every business in America, is the retention of their clients. If you don't retain clients, you don't build value. If you don't build value, your company's worth nothing. You don't have a business. So attract, engage, retain means this. Attract is how you get your customers. Engage is how you stay in touch with your customers and continue to communicate with your customers. The result is you're retaining your customers. It's not three actionable things. If you do the first two things, then you get the result. Then you end up being in a position where you retain your clients. And you know, the partners of us that are giving us our customers back, that's obviously important. But if you do these things well, if you attract your clients well, if you stay engaged with your clients, then you'll retain them without any doubt. Plain and simple. You will always retain them if you stay in front of your clients. So what we want you guys to look at when you leave here today is we want you to understand that what you're building is relationships, okay? So when I ask people about how they stay in touch with their customers, and I ask them about do they believe they have a relationship with their customers, and this is applicable to everybody in this room, whether you're an account executive and you're looking at your customers, whether you're a mortgage broker looking at your employees or loan originators, or if you're a loan originator looking at your customers. Applicable across the board. How do you maintain your relationship? Now, if you care about somebody, do you wish them happy birthday? Do you call them on their birthday to say happy birthday? Do you check in with them every once in a while? Do you check in to see how they're doing? Do you connect with them on Facebook to make sure that you're seeing each other's stuff and liking each other's stuff? That's what you do with your friends, your relationships, right? So why would we treat our clients any different? That's part of the retention. Retention is not a CRM. Retention's a relationship. That's what this is all about. So understand, you don't have to adopt technology if you build relationships and you treat the relationships just like you treat the most important relationships to you. So whether it's one of the vendors that are here that provides CRM functionality, whether it's HomeBot, whether it's Brand 360, some of the stuff that they talked about in there, that was the first time I saw it. That's how you stay in touch with your customers. But that's the game. This is all about customer relationships. And if you leave here today and you think it's about anything other than customer relationships, if you think it's about money, if you think it's about transactions, if you think it's about one lender having better pricing than the other lender, you are missing the boat big time. But I'm no longer, Gary Vee said at AIME Fuse this past year, he said he's talking to 8 people in the room. He believed that only 8 people in the room would listen to him. No way. You guys are everybody's going to do what we're talking about today because you care. So let's get into it. What does AIME care about? Protect, support, and grow independent mortgage brokers. That's our belief. That's what we believe in. The partners that are here today, I think it's really important that everybody understands. I had a couple brokers come to me on a kind of a sidebar conversation, say, hey, Anthony, we feel like you're working with too many lenders. We feel like you're communicating too much about lenders. And what I told them is this, we're brokers. We need lenders. That's what being a broker is, right? We need partners. And in order to be a partner of AIME, in order to be a partner of the mortgage broker community, you have to believe in the protect, support, and grow model, plain and simple. And if you're not, and if you break the rules of engagement, if you stop supporting mortgage brokers in the capacity that we believe you need to support them, then we don't have a relationship. But what I can tell you is about all the lenders on this slide is that they all are committed. They've all gone, this isn't a surface level relationship. These are people that get text messages from me all the time. Broker calls me and says, hey, I got an issue with this lender. I need this loan closed today. I got guys in these booths here that Friday night at 8 o'clock are making it happen. That's commitment. A couple years ago, we didn't have that. A couple years ago, Friday at 8 o'clock happened, and you had a customer that had to close. You were screwed, right? That's partnership. It's understanding that it's not just about giving us our clients back. That's part of it. It's not just about delivering a predictable experience. It's not about investing in technology. It's about a complete commitment. Protect, support, grow. So understand, that's what it takes. It's not just brokers. The lenders play a role. Our vendors play a role. Anybody that's here went through an extreme level of communication with me. Honestly, it takes a long time. I want to see their TPO portal. I compare their experience against lenders that have the best experience. And we'll sit in a room, and there's people here that will probably laugh, and I'll literally berate them on how bad their experience is. But you know what? They're focused on making it better. It's not about where they're at today. It's about where they want to go. And that's the commitment. So these lenders are our partners. Not because I said they're our partners, because their actions tell you they're our partners. So just understand, it's a big deal. Brokers are Better Network. What is that? Katie Sweeney, she's led this effort up, and basically what this is up until this existed, there was no network, there was no vendor group that was focused on providing a solution that was customized for this audience. Everybody built solutions that was one size fits all. You had to go customize it yourself for your own business. These guys are building it for our members, meaning they understand your pain point. Can you hear me? All right. They understand you don't have in-house tech and content teams and all that stuff to build out your stuff. These vendors are here for you. They are dedicated to the mission. And guess what, guys? I just want to let you guys all know a little secret. you're not the easiest people to deal with. Okay? I get 400 inbound communications today about loan level issues. I'm not an account executive. I will help you, but these guys are on the front lines. When you tell them their product sucks, their feelings do get hurt. So just understand, even if their product does suck, tell them how they can get better. This is the feedback loop. It's all about understanding that they're at the table. The lenders are at the table. The vendors are at the table. It's a feedback loop. How can I make this better? It might suck for you. Somebody else might say it's great. We've seen that so many times before. One person's understanding of a product and somebody else's is completely different. How do you make it better? How can you make it better for me? Communicate with them. Don't just tell me, tell them. There are partners, vendors and lenders. You got to give them the feedback. So, biggest thing I want to talk about today is the disruption that's happening in the mortgage space, okay? Do you know what the disruption is? You are the disruption. It's a big disruption. It's a huge disruption. Not right now because everybody's printing money. Musical chairs, everybody's got a chair. That's not going to last. And when the music does stop, and it's not going to be this year, it's not going to be a little while actually, but when it does stop, whether it's next year, 2022, whenever it happens, mortgage brokers are the disruption. So I'm going to show you what disruption looks like, and this is the applicability. This is a growth chart, okay, a growth curve. Forget who's making what money. Forget about all these things people measure. What I focus on is growth, okay? When I sit down with lenders and we talk about what's important to them, they'll talk, well, we want to do this much volume and we want to do this. And all I talk about, it's where were you last year and how much growth did you have this quarter, this year? That's what matters. Growing your business is what matters. So if you look at this chart over the last 10 years, you'll see from Netflix coming up as a up-and-comer. 10 years ago, people talked about Netflix like it was never going to survive. Well, the first 5 years, it put Blockbuster out of business. Next 5 years, it took over cable. What's going to happen in the next 5 years? It's going to change the game, right? Everybody uses Netflix. Who's got cable in here still? Cut the cord. Now here's the growth curve in the broker channel, okay? See that growth curve? Retail is going down. Correspondent's going down. What are brokers doing? We're outgrowing the market. Give yourself a round of applause. That's commitment. You guys are growing. Everybody's going to grow this year. We're going to outgrow the market. Okay? It's a big deal. Why are we going to outgrow the market? Why? Because we have optionality. Because we can serve every customer. We have non-QM, we have renovation, we have everything, okay? We can do it all. We can do refi, we can do purchase, we can be great at both because we can play the price game, we can play the service game, we can be the best at everything. We're going to outgrow the market this year, and it's going to be huge. It's going to be way bigger than last year. People don't realize it. Every lender in this room right now, year over year, is currently double what they were last year. Now, the retail lenders are busy too. Of course, they're all growing, and volume's great, but not at the pace that the broker channel is growing. Forget how much volume they've increased. It's the growth curve. It's a big deal, guys. I just want you to understand, in another 2 to 3 years, Renee said it earlier, talked about changing the game. Game's being changed right now. There's never been a better time to be an independent loan originator. I repeat, there's never been a better time and an easier time to be an independent loan originator. So if it's never been easier, barrier to entry, 5,000 loan officers came to the broker channel in the last 18 months. Barrier to entry is zip. You gotta have $0 in the bank to start a brokerage. But starting a brokerage is not building a business, okay? Anybody can have a license. It's a whole different game to build a business. It's a whole different game to build a value proposition. You heard Matt Ishbia talk about it earlier. Do they have a value proposition? Is it unique? Yes. Now it's time for us to all have our own value proposition. It's not just lowest rate. It's full service. It's providing a great experience, a great client experience every single time. And the biggest thing, the name of the game moving forward, is how many clients can you acquire? And by providing a great experience and staying engaged, how many do you retain? That's the game. That is 100% the name of the game moving forward. Technology will 100% automate the mortgage experience. It's happening. How many people are getting 20 times the appraisal waivers now they were getting 3 years ago? Class is still doubling their business, but appraisals are going away. They're going down, plain and simple. More waivers. You're talking about 25, 30% of appraisals, waiver, income, assets. It's all going to be automated. One-touch experience. In a one-touch experience, what matters, guys? Relationships. Why are we growing? Why are we growing, guys? No, so the reason why we're growing is this. We're local. That matters. I believe in local. I believe in local in a big way. Anybody in our Brokers Are Better Facebook group, somebody says, hey, I need a broker in Arkansas, I don't tag a guy that's in New Mexico that's licensed in Arkansas. I tag a loan officer that's in Arkansas. I believe in local, okay? It's a big deal. I believe in a personal experience. If you don't, that's okay. I ran a direct-to-consumer business. I didn't value local until I started doing this, because I started meeting you guys. And then I started saying, oh, I know what the cheat code is. The cheat code is you. Personal experience, intimate relationships, caring, compassion. That's what matters. So that's the cheat code. So why are we growing? We're local, we're cheaper, we're better, we're faster. But eventually, everybody will be the same experience. Everybody will be fast. There will be the Betters of the world. There will be the Amazons of the world. There will be the Zills of the world that will be able to provide a cheap mortgage too. So our value proposition needs to be relationships. So how do we build business value? Brand recognition, number one. Corey Seitz, where are you? I told you I was going to do this. Where are you? Stand up. All right, so here's the deal. Who in here thinks they're too old to do social media? Nobody's going to, are you serious? Why aren't you doing it then? So Corey blows up social media. I see his videos all the time, and then I start seeing his whole team's videos. Now, Corey's a 50-year-old entrepreneur, mortgage broker, and so I go on his LinkedIn profile and say, when did I develop this relationship with Corey? Because I'm like, I just started seeing all this content. He must be a new connection. I've known the guy been in connection with him for 2 years. What happened? I never saw this guy before. Where's this coming from? Guess what Corey did? I asked him, where did all this content come from? You hire a media team? He said, no, I challenged myself. 30 pieces of content and 30 videos in 30 days. He challenged himself. He challenged his team. That's how you change behavior. That's how you change habits. That's how you develop habits. You got to do it. That's how you, 50-year-old guy, now he's the most visible person in my social media feed. More visible than anybody, literally. More than Gary Vee. The guy's all over it. And he's got good content, too. You're never too old. You have to do it. It's free media. It's the old days of a billboard, this is your new billboard. Except it's in front of an audience all day long. It's got a bigger, guaranteed, predictable view rate. And it's free. You just got to invest in it. You got to invest your time. Next thing, relationships. Again, you got to develop them. People ask me all the time, like, how did you develop these relationships with brokers, lenders? How did you have this happen? You know how it happened? Because I did what you do when you develop a relationship. I text them all the time. Check in on them. How are you? How's your week going? Hey, I saw on social media your daughter broke her ankle. How's she doing? That's how you develop relationships. Brokers, lenders, vendors, it doesn't matter. These are people. It's not a hard formula, guys. Relationships are everything. It's really important that you guys understand that. Number 3 is customer acquisition. Customer acquisition is everything. Quicken Loans, they're playing the long game. And forget the whole wholesale, stealing our clients thing. Forget that. Let's set that aside. Let's just not even think about it. Let's think about this. State Farm relationship. Number 1 insurance company in the country. Number 1 mortgage lender in the country. Exclusive partnership. American Express. How many people have seen American Express statement start this year? $2,500 reduction off your balance for American Express if you do a loan with Quicken. Anybody see that? You get your first American Express statement of the year, the big one after you got all the presents for everybody in your family, and you got a $2,500 offer. And guess what? Rates are low too. It's a double whammy. Even though the rates are higher, they're still low. That's a captive relationship. Are you able to create that value proposition to your customer that's visible on January 15th? It's not easy. They're everywhere. They're only going to be in more places because they figured out the game. They figured out the game is customer acquisition. And they don't care if they get the loans from brokers. They don't care if they get it from credit unions, insurance companies, gas station advertisements they do. They're everywhere. It's not a joke. You have to be able to compete against that in your local market. Forget about competing against it in your state. If you look at the market share for just your one state, if you were in a position where you could get 0.12 or 0.02 of market share in your state, you're a freaking superstar. People focus on this. If you just focus on your local community and you dominate that, you'll be the #1 LO in your state, I promise you. Last is customer retention. Customer retention is a big, big deal. Never heard anybody say it the way that Matt said it earlier. If I do a loan with you now, but I don't get the next loan, I don't have a relationship with you. That applicability is true. Is how do you make the customer call you? When the customer sees the Fed had an emergency rate cut, do you have to call them or are they calling you? What's the answer? If you do your job right, they call you. But a lot of people, they don't. And that's the part of building the relationship. Gary Vee talked about that too. When consumer in 5 years is talking to Alexa and they say, hey, I need a mortgage, are they saying I need a mortgage or are they saying I need John Smith, my mortgage broker? That's the difference between you getting that customer ever again or going to a rabbit hole that you'll never see them again. That's why the game is so important. These 4 things are everything. This is the most important thing you can invest in, guys. It is everything. Technology will automate the mortgage process. This is the most important thing that we can spend our time on. So when I think about it, this is the way I think about it. Transaction, I did 1 loan for a customer. A relationship is I did a loan for a customer that results in every future loan for that customer, and everybody they care about that brings up mortgage, they refer them to you because they become your evangelist. That's a relationship, okay? That's real quantitative income, okay? That's how you build a business of value. And this is what it looks like. It happens quick. You do a loan for a teacher, do a great job, she refers you 5 teachers. It happens that quick. It's instant. Do a good job. It's not about making money. It's about providing a great client experience, investing in the relationship, and making sure that person thinks of you whenever they think of mortgage. When is the time to grow? When is the time to invest? It's a question I always get from people. Anthony, I'm so busy right now. Too busy. Too busy. Then when it was slower, they're saying, oh, I can't invest now, Anthony. I'm not making enough money. You kidding me? When is the best time? It's always the best time. You never stop investing. That's the thing. You put a limit on yourself, that's a self-imposed limit, guys. You have to look at this big picture. How do you invest in technology? You're always getting better. You're always building content. You're always automating systems and processes. It's not a project. It's an endless investment. Growing. Todd Bitter. Todd, where are you at? Todd's one of the top loan officers in the whole country. One-man band, processes his own loans, originates his own loans, does 20 to 30 purchases every single month. All referral. Guy's a killer. Used to not take on VA loans or FHA loans or anything below. If he could have done it with UWM, basically he wouldn't take it on. Todd, after hearing me over and over again, finally, this is like relentlessly like, Todd, you got to hire somebody. This is ridiculous. You don't go outside. Todd he recently hired a loan officer, so all the deals that he used to turn away, he can do. Because, not that he needs the money. The reason why I did it is because I told him, you're turning away customers that deserve to be deserve a mortgage broker to serve them. Don't turn them away. It's your obligation to serve them. So now's the time, guys. You're always going to be busy. Always. When you're too busy writing business, like now, that's one place. When you're not, you're too busy trying to find business, right? You're always going to be busy. You got to carve out time. You got to focus on growing. It starts right now, okay? It's not that hard. You don't have to go hire 5,000 people. Just think what is your biggest pain point, and hire for that. In your head right now, you're thinking about that. Some of you are thinking about your wife can't cook. Husband, I won't get into that. But you have an issue. You need help. You got to invest in it. And when I say invest, I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about time. You have to invest your time. If you hire somebody that doesn't know what they're doing or is not up to snuff, and you don't invest your time, they will never be up to snuff. They will never be able to support you. You will never have a person that can support you. You have to invest your time. You have to show them how you want it done. You have to invest in them. Right now, we have 30 people working at AIME. Not one person with mortgage experience. It's brutal trying to teach them mortgage. Literally brutal. But repetitively, I've outsourced it because I bring brokers to our office constantly and I let them train them. And basically, we do these meet the teams and we learn everything we need to learn. We know the housing crisis, subprime, we've gone over everything. They know about cozies, they know about the LIBOR index. These are experts. So you have to invest. It's part of the game. And you have to look at whether it's a 40-hour work week or an 80-hour, whatever your work schedule is, you have to say, you're going to dedicate X percentage to developing your team. It's important, guys. If you're too busy to take on loans, you're doing a disservice to the broker community. Understand that. If you are too busy to serve consumers, you're doing a disservice to the community. Last one is this. When I started this 2 years ago, half the people in this room, when I walk in their office, would give me the funny look. Ramon Walker's up front. I went in his office 2 years ago. I was like, hey, Ramon, you got to stop doing business with Quicken. Basically threw me out of his office. Without calling security, basically threw me out of his office. Ramon doesn't do business with Quicken anymore, okay? So it takes time, okay? And the reason why is not because he doesn't do business with them, but because he chooses to do business with true partners. It's not, hey, I'm not doing business with them. It's I'm gonna focus on developing relationships with my true partners. Again, it's not boycotting or saying this is not a good lender. It's choosing what's right over anything else. So when I say we over I, it's understanding that there's sacrifices that need to be made. You guys, sacrifice today. Show of hands, what people in this room thought about not coming today? Come on, guys. Don't mess around. Add another 25% to that for sure. You have to sacrifice for the community. Okay, it's a big deal. It's the only way this works, okay? And you have to understand sacrifice is little things. It's not big things. It's little things. Like instead of when a lender, an AE from a lender that you're working with, the lender drops the ball or you didn't submit the necessary documents and you want to say they dropped the ball, whatever it is, instead of like blowing them out of the water, take a deep breath, okay? Understand that's your partner. This is a relationship. That's contributing to the community, okay? Understand that one of the things that we did a couple years ago was with Brawl, the lenders started giving our old customers back to us. First year we did that, 20% increase in brokers retaining their customers and taking it back to the original lender. 20% increase for the broker to retain the customer and bring it back to the original lender. You know what we call that? Win-win. Both people are winning, okay? That's partnership. Partnership requires two people to participate. Two parties, okay? I need you guys to understand, in order for us to do what we want to do and accomplish, we have to stick together. And if you don't understand the why, question it publicly, not not behind closed doors, not in a secret chat room. Ask why. Why does this make sense? Why is he telling us this? Why is AIME promoting that? Just ask why. We are as transparent, and guys, have I ever not responded to one of your messages before? Get the hell out of here. Listen, that was a wholesale lender issue. I can't get them to waive EPOs, bud. Speaking of EPOs, stay in front of your clients. So anyway, it's we over us, it's we over I. It's understanding you have to give to get, you have to invest to grow. That's the game. I hope you guys enjoyed the content today. Have a great day.
Are you working? What kind of work do you do?